Good morning students, I welcome you all for the online class of economics. Today in this video I will be continuing with the IC properties. Okay, yesterday I had explained these properties, but today I will continue the properties of IC. First property continues with higher IC indicate higher level of satisfaction. As in this particular student, it has been explained to us. According to indifference curve analysis, it has been made a study that when the higher the level of IC will be there, which will be giving much more satisfaction. In this graph, you can see there, as I already explained you in the class how to make the graph. Higher IC indicates higher level of satisfaction. How could be proved and justified? This can be explained by this way. Here you can see one line graph is there, x-axis and y-axis. You can see there y, and here you have drawn the x-axis. So here you got first, here you joined the line 0, and units I said 1, 2, 3 and 4. This way you have to take. We have taken this, and this side also small units 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay, we have taken this graph you had made. Now what you have to do with this graph? First, it is pointing there in this graph 5. You can see there, here it is pointing 5. What it means? Goods Y is demanded. How much units? 5 units. And X how many units? 4. This is the first set of data. So here we had dotted here 5 and here dotted 4. Okay. Here we dotted 4 and we made a connectivity of these two lines and we got the point number A. Okay, after that here the indifference curve which we got, here it is this indifference curve. Now it is clear, IC1. Now the second curve, the demand has been changed. Why it become 5? Y stable only, no sacrificing, but X unit had been increased from 4 to 6. Maybe resources has been, income has increased and the consumer wants more of X commodity instead of Y, because Y already they make maximum satisfaction 5 units, which was more than 4. Okay, so now they will prefer the Y to be stable and X to be 2 more units. So in that case 5 and 6. The new IC came as IC2. IC2 is also showing as compared to 1. The IC2 is having much more satisfaction. Here the demand is much more fulfilled as compared to the earlier satisfaction level. So this property shows that higher IC will result more satisfaction level as compared to older or the less IC. So this shows that IC2 satisfy more as compared to IC1. I think now it is clear. Yesterday disturbance was there, storage capacity disturbance came and it was not explained properly. So now I think it is clear. Apparently IC2 is higher than IC1. Consider point A on IC1. Nothing I will be explaining here. It is a PDF before you, in which the same thing has been explained what I explained now before you with the numerical values and the graph. I think that numerical value and graph now you can make in the copy and you can make a writing that why IC at the highest gave more satisfaction as compared to IC at the lowest. Okay. Now second property of IC said that IC do not cross or intersect each other. Definitely student, IC curve do not intersect or cross each other because satisfaction level never it meets. Let us have an example here. It is a graph which is showing us IC do not intersect or cross each other. What if they do? अगर वो intersect हो जाए तो well, we get inconsistent result. Result will not be consistent, that consumer what they want, whether their satisfaction is fulfilled or not. That type of question will arise if IC will intersect at a point. Here it is a graph. Again, Y and X axis is there. In that 0 is the initial point. Goods Y and goods X, the same graph is there. What we made earlier. Here one is the line and the another line is intersecting this way. Means IC curve is intersecting. Let us see how study. A equals to B and A equals to C, which is showing there. B equals to C, a contrary result. A is intersecting both the IC curve, IC1 and IC2. What it is resulting? A and C are on the same IC. Yes, definitely it is on the same IC and therefore should be offering equal satisfaction. Same line. IC2 it is residing and A and C is giving same satisfaction. A and B are on the same IC and therefore should be offering equal satisfaction. If A and C are equal and A and B are equal, B and C should also be equal in terms of satisfaction. How could so? Because A is equal to B and A is equal to C, which shows that B and C is also equal. Do you think it is equal? I think it is not. Because C is to the right and above B and therefore must offer higher level of satisfaction than B. How could we say IC1 and IC2 give same level of satisfaction? Because though A is connecting both B and C, but satisfaction level from C point is more than the B point. You can see here in the scale. Here C is highest and on the right side of the particular B, it is showing IC2 which is a highest and IC1 is less. So that result IC will not intersect any point, though it is intersecting, but it will not show any type of satisfaction level of consumer. Point C is to the right and above point B, implying that point C must yield higher level of satisfaction than point B. But because IC1 and IC2 are intersecting, inconsistent result will be there. We are not able to understand. But when we are seeing clearly, though A is connecting both the point, but C is giving much more satisfaction. So here never the meaning will be clear about the satisfaction level. So that is the point, that is let us have the conclusion of the properties and characteristics of IC. This can be asked in the case study questions. About each property can be asked and you have to justify with a graph and the data. So from the book only, the small data which is provided to you, from that only you try to explain it. Let us have a recall of all the properties together of IC. The above discussion reveals following characteristics of indifference curve. IC slope downward, left to right. Slope of IC indicate marginal rate of substitution. The slope of IC or MRS tends to decline as we move down the curve, because of which IC is convex to the origin. In an indifference map, higher IC indicates high level of satisfaction. IC do not cross or intersect each other. When two commodities are consumed, IC neither touches x-axis nor the y-axis. That are the various properties of IC that you had already seen in the graph. Now comes my topic, consumer budget. I hope to yesterday's problem it gets solved, as the last topic was disturbed because of the storage capacity and a problem in my phone. So because of that, so now the points are getting clear. Consumer budget, student, budget set and budget line. It is very clear budget set or budget line क्या होता है. Budget set, every person whenever they are getting income, they set an expenses they set an expense and they set an savings. Okay, it means they bifurcate their income into two, expenses is to savings. So that itself is known as budget line, budget set. Okay, they are setting the budget, then they are expending the things. Let us assume that a consumer has a budget of rupees 60. His income for expenses, I didn't say it, the income of the person is 60. For expenses, the income of the person is 60. To be spent on two goods, goods X and goods Y, or you can say goods 1 and goods 2 as it is given in the table. Also assume that price of goods 1 is rupees 2. Price goods 1 का कितना है, 2 rupees है, और price 2 rupees per unit, and the price of goods 2 is rupees 1 per unit. मतलब 1 का प्राइस है 2 rupees और goods 2 जो है उसका प्राइस क्या है, 1 rupees है. तो डेफिनेटली कंज्यूमर इस पर्टिकुलर बिहेवियर को देखते हुए प्राइस देखेगा. व्हेन द प्राइस इज देयर, इट इज गुड्स. डोंट मेक अ कंफ्यूजन दैट 1 equals to 2 and 2 is equals to 1. I written, I say this is the goods and this is the price. Goods 1 is rupees 2 and goods 2 is rupees 1 per unit. There it is not seen, but it is rupees 1 per unit. Accordingly, we find the following budget set of the consumer. This set consumption possibility. अगर आपको सामने में प्राइस ऐसा बताया जाए, प्राइस and goods, I am writing the heading 1 and 2. Goods 1 and goods 2. Price of one good is 2 rupees and price of goods 2 is good number 2 is 1 rupee. Which you will consume. It is the general habit of the consumer that they will be preferring that goods more, or they will purchasing that good which is of less price. Means goods 2. कौन सा goods खरीदेंगे, 2 goods of 1 rupees. 60 income है, 60 into 1 rupees करने से कितना आ जाएगा, 60 into 1 rupees if we will do, how much we will get, 60 goods. So here the same thing has been explained. Goods 2, how much he had consumed? 60. All the expenses he made for goods 2 and he got 60 units of goods. It is units, not the price. And 0 units of goods 1. Now he is reducing his satisfaction level from goods 2 and making expense of goods 2 of 40 rupees. वो 40 रुपये का ही सामान, 1 rupees material is there of goods 2. He is consuming 40 rupees goods 2. Okay, how much expenses left? 60 minus 40 कर देते हैं सेकेंड सेट, तो 20 रुपीज़ बच जाता है. 20 बट द कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स 1 इज़ नॉट 1 रुपी, कि 20 इंटू 1 करें तो यहाँ 20 आना चाहिए. ठीक है, यहाँ 10 क्यों आ रहा है? क्योंकि प्राइस ऑफ गुड्स 1 कितना है? 2 रुपीज़. तो 20 रुपीज़ डिवाइडेड बाई 2 प्राइस, income upon the price, we will get the units. How many units he will be purchasing? 10 units. Now the next is 20 units. Okay, so 60 minus 20 if we will do, how many units left out? 60 minus 20, how much? Not 40 minus 20 na. Here we will see from the top. 60 minus 20 if we will do, we will get how much? So 60 minus 20 we will do, we will see 40 rupees left out. 40 rupees already we had purchased goods 2, so we are seeing for goods 1, how many goods 1 we will get? Price of goods 1 is 2 rupees, so 2 upon 40 we will do, we will get 20 units. Here it came. So this way student it has been calculated. So it is telling there how we are setting a budget. If we are whole expenses on the goods 2, 60 units of goods 2 we are getting. If we are bifurcating the good income of rupees 60 among goods 2 and goods 1, we are getting 10:40 about the goods. So this way the setting of the amount is done within the limit, within the budget which we got. This itself is known as budget set. It is drawn on the assumption that the consumer's income and budget. Okay, it is always based on income and budget of the person. If a consumer spends his entire income on goods 1, he can buy 30 units of it. On the other hand, if he spends his entire money on goods 2, he gets 60 units of it. Alternatively, consumer can buy 10 units of goods 1, spending 10 into 2 equals 20 on it, and the 40 units on goods 2. That I already explained to you. Nothing is for explanation, as you already got the explanation there. Now the next thing is budget set. In a single line, what if it comes in the exam, what you will be writing? Budget set, student, what you will write? It refers to a attainable combination of a set of 2 goods. Given prices of goods and income of the consumer is say. On the given prices of goods and income of the consumer, it is budget set. Diagrammatic presentation of the budget set has in table number 2 offers a budget line, as in the following lines showed there. I will be explaining now in the, because nothing is to explain, big point is not there, so it can be explained in the graph. If it is needed a paper, then I will be, here it has been drawn x-axis and y-axis. Here it is x, here it is y, here it is 0. It is clear to you people? Remind the thing what you have seen. Here it is, here I can say, here instead of 1 I will be taking 10, 20, 30, 40. Here I will be taking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, then 60. More you can take 70. As axis you have to extend. No, it will not be drawn. I think you are getting what the points I was telling there. For example, if this axis, x-axis and y-axis has been drawn 0, but I told you how the scale will be drawn, goods x and goods 2, goods 1 and goods 2. Now budget line, how you will be set. 60 was the expense of the person. Remember, 60 was income of the person for expenses. तो अगर वो 60 रुपीज़ पूरा गुड्स 2 के लिए एक्सपेंस करता है, क्योंकि गुड्स 2 का अमाउंट कितना है 1 रुपी, अगर एक्सपेंस 0 कर रहा है तो कितना, सॉरी, if he is totally expending his income on goods 2, that is 60, so how much he will go 0 to 60, as the price of goods 2 is rupees 1, so his budget is up to 60, he can purchase goods 2. But if he want to expense the whole income on x, 1 कमोडिटी 1 पे वो एक्सपेंस करना चाहता है, जिसका प्राइस कितना है 2 रुपीज़ है, तो 60 यूनिट्स नहीं होगा, कितना यूनिट्स होगा, कितना यूनिट्स परचेज करेगा, 60 अपॉन 2 वी विल डू, so how much we will get 30, So one commodity, how much units he can purchase? 30 units. So here the budget set will be up to 30 and here it will be 0. So here the budget set is up to here it can attain either 60 units of 2 or either 30 units of 1. Above that his budget is not there. This line itself, which cannot be break, it is known as budget line or it can be known as price line. Okay, it is showing the limit of a person up to which he can make an expense and can make himself or herself satisfied. That line itself is known as budget line or price line. This budget line is drawn on the assumption that price of goods 1 is rupees 2 per unit, price of goods 2 is rupees 1 per unit, and the consumer has rupees 60 to spend. Accordingly, maximum 30 units of goods 1 are purchased while entire budget is spent on goods 1, and maximum 60 units of goods 2 can be purchased when entire budget is spent on goods 2. Line AB in figure number 9 is called budget line. Why? Because a consumer with his given income of rupees 60 can buy 30 units of goods 1 or 60 units of goods 2 or other possible combination on the line AB. Each point on the line AB indicates one combination of goods 1 and goods 2 which a consumer can buy with his given income and given the prices of goods 1 and goods 2. So that was the point, student, about the budget line. It is a line showing different possible combination of goods 1 and goods 2 which a consumer can buy given his budget and the prices of goods 1 and goods 2. Anywhere on the budget line, a consumer is spending his entire income either on goods 1 or goods 2 or on both goods 1 and goods 2. The story says that if you want to expense more all the income into goods 1, definitely you can purchase 30 units of 1, and if you are spending the whole money of 60 rupees on goods 2 which is of rupees 1, definitely you can purchase 60 units of goods 2, nothing else, and the line has been drawn up 60 to 30 and make a budget set. And that line is named as line AB, is also known as price line. Because why it is price line? Because it is the line drawn on the basis of prices of the goods. Price of 1 unit of goods 1 and price of 2 units of goods 2 we had taken and then we have drawn. This price line shows price ratio between goods 1 and goods 2. It shows that 2 units of goods 2 are to be sacrificed for getting 1 more unit of goods 1. Budget line and an attainable and non-attainable combination. Nothing is there for combination attainable. Here the part which came, here it is the attainable, and the part of the graph which we not able to achieve, it is non-attainable combination of output. So let us see what is given in the meaning. Attainable, budget line is a line that separates attainable combination, also called feasible combination, from the non-attainable. This line is breaking between two. You can see there, line is there. This line is breaking between two, attainable and non-attainable. दोनों के बीच का एक line है budget line. That only has been explained that through that line. So that is, budget line is a line that separates attainable combination, also called feasible combination, from the non-attainable, non-feasible combination. Can a consumer go beyond the budget line? No, it cannot be possible, because as the expense level will complete, he will not be able to purchase any more unit from the market. So that says he cannot cross the budget line. One simple term, can the consumer who is having 60 rupees and goods 1 is rupees 2 rupees can purchase 40 units of goods 1? Can the answer will be yes? No, because if full expense also he is doing on goods 1 which is of rupees 2, he can get 30 units only. The last unit is 30. He cannot think about 31 unit also, because 31, one more unit if you want to purchase, he have to arrange from the market 2 rupees. So that is the non-attainable combination. Attainable combination, what he can achieve. Non-attainable, what he cannot achieve. So that is the non-attainable. So you can see the graph. Feasible is the attainable combination. Non-feasible is that which we cannot attain, that is non-feasible combination. Slope of budget line, price line. Slope of budget line or price line, delta y upon delta x, as figure 11. Slope of budget line or price line, it can be shown there. The same point is showing there. Change in y upon change in x. How you will be learning through the way of the graph. Let us explain. This is the last topic of the class. This up to this much you have seen x axis, y axis, 0, 10, 20, 30 in the previous graph you had seen, and this line is known as budget line, line AB, it is budget line. That also I explained. Now changes if it happens. What is the changes? 30 units goods of Y is purchased 30 units. Okay, goods A has been, in that situation goods A has been purchased 15. I am writing and telling you goods Y is 30 in the first set and X is 15 units. So the line you can see incorporating here, it is this line. Now in the future we are seeing there Y has been sacrificed to 20 units, and now X has been increased from 15 to 20 units. Okay, 20 is to 20, so the new combination will get 20 is to 20 here. You can see sacrifice Y, change in Y, yes Y. Change in Y how much? 10 units. How much is increase in X? X increase by 5 units. So what is the formula will be coming here? What is the formula will be coming here? Change in Y, how much? It is a loss unit, na? From 30 it become 20, so 10 units. And change in X, how much it happened? 15 to 20, it become 5. 5 had been increased. 10 by 5, how much is there? 2. So that is the change in Y upon change in slope of budget line, price line equals to change in Y upon change in X. So here the budget line is drawn there. Here the the commodities budget line is given there, budget set is given there. By that we can find out the budget set here, how much is there? 2. As I calculated slope of budget line, if it is given, you can from the figure also you can find out what is the changes there and how it incremented. Okay, and then you can answer the question. Now the figure shows that change in Y equals to 10. When same point has been repeated, nothing is to explain. This you can come to know. I already said to you how I explained there. So for today's this much only student, budget line can be shifted. Monday live class I will be explaining this particular topic, and I will ask the doubts whatever you are having. Thank you for today's class. Have a nice day.